Hello guys, in this video here, we're going to talk about page 111a. How do we graph a linear equation given the slope and also the y-intercept? If we were given the y-intercept, we can locate this dot or coordinate very easily. So for example, if we have our y-intercept at 1, which means that we can locate it as 0, 1. So this is a coordinate. This is the x-axis and this is the y-axis, right? So if it's 0, 1, it means that if this is y-axis, it's right here. If, let's say, our y-intercept is 2, then we know that it's going to be somewhere over here. Okay, and then if our y-intercept is -1, then we know that our y-intercept is here, so on and so forth. Y-intercept is here. And once we locate the y-intercept, if we know the slope, first of all, we have to know what does the slope mean. In a nutshell, is rise over run. And you might be wondering, Tony, sometimes my rise over run is negative, my slope is negative, my slope is a fraction. How do I determine that? So in general, if you see a slope that is like positive number, 2, 3, 4, or 1,000, let's say, it means that the rise over the run is equal to that number, which you can put the run as 1 and whatever number you have on the top. So what does that mean? If we have an object here, we go up, it means it's rise. We go to the right or we go to the left, it means it's run. Similarly, we can go down as well, right? Vertically, we can go down. So if a slope is 2, which means that my rise over run should be 2 over 1. So this being the rise and this being the run. And I will be going 1, 2, and then going to the right, 1. Then my dot will be moved to here. So how do I actually translate that into graphing? So let's watch this. I'm going to shrink this, put it on the side. If we look at an example over here, we know that the slope is 2. My y-intercept is 1. So I'm using the slope as 2, which means that if I'm starting at y-intercept 1, my rise over run will be equal to 2 over 1, which means that I'm going to the right once, and I'm going up twice. Where do I start? I start at the y-intercept. In this case, it's going to be 1. So I'm going to the right once. So as you can see, this is once. And then I'm going up twice, 1 and 2. So in this case, my slope is equal to 2. Okay? So once I locate that point, which the new point will be here, I then connect these two dots together. And as you can see, I can extend it, and this is going to be my graph. Similarly, you might be wondering, Tony, can I do rise first, 1, 2, and run to the right side? Of course. And you will see that you ended up being at the same point, right? So it doesn't matter if you go the horizontal one or the vertical one first. As an example, let's take a look at question number 2. Our y-intercept is 2. So it's right here. Right, that's my initial dot. If my slope is -2, which means that my rise over run should be -2, 1, which means that I am going right. This dot will go right 1 time. So this is right 1 time. And then -2 means that instead of going up twice, I'm actually going down twice. So 1, 2. So I will end up having my point over here. And if I just connect these two dots together, as you can see, and this will become my line, my linear equation. So if I look at this differently, I say, okay, I don't want to go rise over run like that. I want to go rise over run as 2 and -1. That will also give you the slope as -2, right? So how does that work? Similarly, I can do 1, 2, and I can do as rung is -1, right? Oh, sorry, my bad. So this is rise 2. So I can do 1, 2, and my rung is -1 right now, which means that I'm going left once. And then this is my new dots. Let's connect that together again. I'm actually going to use a different color for this so then you guys can see the difference, but also see the similarity, okay? Do you remember how we draw the first one? We did rise is -2 from our initial dots. So I'd go 1, 2, going down twice, and going to the right side once, right? So this was my initial dots, and this is my new dots. And guess what? If I connect it together, they're also the same line. Nothing changed, right? So it does not matter if you're going the rung first, going the rise first, or your rung is negative, or your rise is negative. As long as your final slope, which is rise over rung, is the same number, it will make sense, and you will have the equation. So let's try question number 3 here. My y-intercept in this case is -2. So I have my -2 over here. This is 0, -2. My slope is 1. So rise over rung is equal to 1, right? Which means that it's 1 over 1. All right, so if that's the case, I'm going to the right side once, and then I'm going up once. So right side once, up once. New dots is here. Once I connect these two dots together, that's my line. Okay? So let's try a slope with the fraction over here. So if I have my y-intercept is -1, this is my -1, and my slope is -1 over 2. So rise over rung, and you can decide whether you're going to have the negative going with the rise or negative going with the rung. So in this case, I'm going to go with the rise. So it's going to be -1 and 2, right? So rise is the -1, rung is the 2. So starting from the y-intercept -1, I'm going to go down once. So I'm going to go down on the on the y-intercept. I'm going to go down, and then I'm going to go to the right side twice. 1, 2. And this is my new dots, and I connect a point. If you want to do rise over rung is 1 and -2, it's very similar too. So which means in this case, I'm going to use a different color here, right? I'm going to go up once, right? Watch this. And I'm going to go left twice. 1, 2. And this is my new dots. And guess what? I can connect all these dots together. 1, 2, 3. Did you see that? It will have the same line. The line does not change. It's all the same line. Last question we're going to do is question number 6. We have 2 over 3, rise over rung is equal to 2 over 3. My y-intercept is that -2, so which is 0, -2. I'm going to go up twice, 1, 2, and I'm going to go right 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Oh, ugly. 1, 2, 3. So this is the new dots. Then all I need to do is connect these two dots together. By the way, I'm starting somewhere over here. Doesn't mean that this is my dot connecting. It's just I know that this is the straight line. This is how the linear equation would look like. But however, if you prefer to do something like this, connect these two dots together first, which makes more sense, and then extend it out. It also works too, as long as it's a straight line, right? Okay, so that's pretty much it. And yeah, so the future pages, it's very similar. The only difference is that you will be drawing 2 lines, okay? Moving forward, if you're looking at 113, so this case, it's telling you that the line is passing through point and then with a slope. So very similar to the y-intercept kind of concept. All you need to do is find the coordinate first. In this case, let's say we have -2, -2, 1. So you just find -2, 1. So -2, 1, it should be somewhere over here. Okay? That's your -2, 1. Because negative 2, which is the x-axis, and then y is 1, okay? And then with slope negative 2, which is negative 2, 1, that's my rise over run, or 2, negative 1, whichever works best for you. So if I'm going to use the negative 2, 1, rise negative 2, which means going down twice, 1, 2, going down twice, and going to the right side once, 1, that's my new dot. If I'm going with the 2, negative 1, which means that from the initial dots, I'm going up twice, 1, 2, and going to the left once, 1. That's my new dot here. If I connect these two together, and I'm connecting the initial one together, you will see that it's the same line. That's how I draw my linear equation. Hopefully this video helps. If you guys have any question, leave a comment below, and I'll try my best to answer all the questions. Thank you.